Hey everybody, this is Greg Davis, super affiliate rockstar.com. How's everybody doing? Today we're going to talk about big money leads. All right, so let's get into it. All leads are not created equal, okay? If you go on CPA networks, affiliate networks, and look at different offers, you can see a wide range of payouts that you get for producing a lead. There's a lot of insurance offers starting anywhere from like $2, like just for a zip code, up to $20 for for a more fully completed form. They have debt offers. You pay between 20 and $30. Refinance can go anywhere from $3, is from again like a zip code type of offer, up to $100 for a full form. They have legal, which are mostly like class action lawsuits. So they can be stuff like Paxil, for example, as an antidepressant, or Roundup. A lot of different products that have caused injury. There's lots of class action lawsuits out there, and so those pay up to $400 sometimes. And then you have like drug rehab leads, and those go anywhere from $300 to $800. Okay, so those are quite up there. Okay, now those are mostly B2C offers, business to consumer offers. Now business to business offers can go anywhere from $50 all the way up to five figures. Okay, depending on what kind of deal that you have. Okay, but my main point here is that when you're generating leads, I mean, for the most part, it takes the same amount of work. Okay, so why not go for leads that are really expensive? Why not go for leads where you can get a big hefty payout? Okay, so this is what this is going to be about. It's going to be about teaching you, how to identify these leads, how to generate them, and how to sell them, and how to do this in a quick and easy way. Now let's talk B2B for a second, okay? Let me show you the power of B2B leads. Okay, so let's just say that you're doing something like commercial mortgage or something like that. Okay, so you produce a lead and it becomes a $25 million deal. Okay, which is pretty standard. Now you negotiate up front a quarter of a point. Okay, and a lot of times you can get more, but let's just keep it conservative. Say that you negotiate a quarter of a point for every deal that one of your leads produces. All right, that is $62,500 in your pocket just from that one deal. Okay, plus whatever you charge them up front. Now, if you do one of these every week, there's lots of commercial mortgages that get closed every single day all around the world. If you do one of these once a week, that's $3.25 million a year. Okay, and like I said, they're all over the world. Okay, this is not just the United States, and even you can produce leads in the United States, even though you're not in the United States. You can produce them for whatever country that you want, whatever country that you're familiar with, whatever country you have buyers. All right, all over the world, and many times these deals are worth way more than $25 million. Okay, some huge building could be 250 million. All right, now you're looking at 600 grand from the one lead. You guys see the power of that? It's pretty good, right? All right, let's keep going. Let's talk about how I stumbled into this. That image right there, that's an actual photograph that was taken after I stumbled. And but this is how I started. There was this cool new free traffic software that came out a while ago. This happened. This is a while ago. I have to say, like, man, I don't know, maybe like definitely more than 10 years ago. And so so me, like a lot of people, I got this cool free traffic software, but I didn't really know. I mean, I knew how to use it, but I didn't really have anything to use it for. I didn't have any applications for it. And besides, I was really focused on paid traffic, and so I really wasn't that interested in free traffic. I was just the software seemed cool, and I got it, and that was that. But there came a time when my paid traffic campaigns just weren't working out, weren't making money, lost a lot of money. I was kind of short on funds to buy traffic, so I was like, maybe I need to resurrect this free traffic software that I had. And so what I did was I just happened to know that that cosmetic dentistry leads were really valuable because like the average cosmetic dentistry case was maybe like $30,000. So if a dentist is going to make $30,000, off of a lead, then they are, willing to pay quite a bit for it. So I actually talked to my cosmetic dentist about it. I was getting Invisalign at the time, and so she was telling me about how hard it was for her to generate good leads, and she had hired a few people, but it just really hadn't worked out. And so I was like, well, look, I have this idea. I think I can generate leads for you. And so I was like, if this works and everything, obviously, we worked out a payment. Um, and so I did it. So I used the software, I set everything up, and sure enough, it worked. It worked. Had her phone ringing. She started getting new clients off of it, and so I ended up. She ended up paying me $1,000 per month. For this basically service of just providing her these leads, and so once it worked for her, then I kind of expanded the operations and found more cosmetic dentists and got up to 10 of them, and each paying me on average about $1,000 a month. So 10 grand a month, and it was all profit because the traffic was free. Um, I mean, everything was free. I didn't have to. I mean, granted, it definitely took my time, to find people and set up the deals and stuff like that. But once it was done, and it was pretty much like on autopilot. So 10 grand a month, 120 grand a year on autopilot. Not bad. It was nothing to sneeze at. So that's when I really, really saw the power of this idea. Since then, I've done this quite a bit more, made a lot of money with it, made a lot of mistakes along the way, but I developed a system that I call the Big Money Lead System. Okay, so I'm gonna show this to you. And I'm gonna show you how you can, you can actually do this. And the beauty of it is that as far as the operation of it, it doesn't take a lot of money. It doesn't take a lot of money at all. I mean, you don't have to pay for traffic at all. You might have to pay for a little piece of software here and there, but other than that, it's all free traffic. Okay, and if you use my system, then there's not even a whole lot of sweat equity that you have to put into it. Okay, so here's the three-step system: determine which niche to target, find buyers for the leads, and then generate the leads. All right. So let's talk about step number one: determine which niche to target. All right. So for the big money lead system, we want to get big money for the leads. Okay. So how do you find out, which niches, are willing to pay a whole lot for the leads? Okay. Well, one way of doing this is to find out which niches are paying a lot for keywords. Okay. For keywords on Google. Okay. Because, if they're paying a lot for keywords, and chances are, the leads that are generated those keywords are going to be pretty expensive as well. Okay, so that gives you a really good idea of kind of like where to focus and how to just how to find uh, the niches that have the most value. Okay, so first place that you can check is the Google Keywords Planner. Okay, and it comes with a Google Ads account. Okay, so that's free. You have WordStream. They actually have a free keyword tool that you can use. And then you have SEM Rush. Okay, now SEM Rush is not free, but once and I wouldn't recommend you buying it right off the top. But once you get into this, business, more seriously and more hardcore, then SEM Rush is definitely something to invest in. So let's look at again, you use our friend Google here, and so I just looked up the most expensive keywords, and so these are the top 10 keywords on Google, as found by SEM Rush. Okay, so what you're going to see with like most of the top keywords, they have to do with the most expensive ones have to do with lawyers. Okay, and I mean, you got San Antonio car wreck attorney. Okay, that's $670 per click. Okay, now keep in mind. Now these aren't prices per lead. Okay, these are prices per click. Okay, these are per click. We'll make that clear. Okay, so as you can see, like most of these are attorneys, and if you look, and then drug rehab is right there. That's high up there, and these are the 11 through 50. Okay, so as you can see, most of them have to do with lawyers, a lot of personal injury lawyers, accident, a lot of stuff like that. Let's see, you got some car insurance ones that are up there, water damage. So like, why would anybody? Let's go back here. Why would anybody be willing to pay $600, $500, $400 per click? Well, two different things. There's a lot of competition. Okay, as you know, there's tons and tons of lawyers in this country, and they're competing for for a lot of the same people. If you have an accident attorney, now I don't know what the exact average case is for them, but just based on anecdotal and just stuff that I've picked up and stuff. So say like, I don't know if the average case is, but let's just say a case is worth $50,000 to them. Okay, so they're gonna make $50,000 for one case, and say it might take 10 clicks to actually get somebody that actually becomes a case for you. So if you get 10 clicks, say $500 a click, that's 5 grand. So if you can pay 5 grand, to get a lead that becomes that becomes a $50,000 case, then that's 10x ROI. That's just like that's excellent. Okay, so the reason why they can afford to pay these prices is because they make so much. Okay, same thing again, like I was doing with the cosmetic dentist. Okay, like their average case is like $30,000. Okay, so they can afford to pay quite a bit for a lead. I mean, really, now that I think about it, she's got a deal. Just getting paid. Paying me $1,000 a month. I don't know exactly how many leads she was getting. I think she was getting, I don't know, maybe like what maybe a couple of leads per week per couple leads. Yeah, a couple of leads per week or something like that. I can't remember exactly. That was a long time ago. But the bottom line is like these attorneys, they make a lot of money. Okay, they make a lot of money off of these cases. Okay, so they can afford to to pay these extremely high click prices, but still, get ROI. All right, same thing with drug rehab. I mean, like drug rehab, it's probably going to run something like $30,000. Okay, so if it's $30,000, I mean, yeah, they can afford to spend quite a bit, on leads, quite a bit on the clicks to generate leads, and so that's where it is. But this right here, this shows you like where the money is. Okay, these are people that are willing to pay, super high prices for clicks, so therefore, that they're willing to pay big bucks for leads. All right. And so some of the other ones too, you can look at like water damage. Okay, now the other the other the other types of leads that cost a lot are like people that need service like right away. Okay, like if the basement flooded or whatever, like you need that taken care of like yesterday. Okay, trust me, my basement has flooded before, and we were very desperate to find somebody that could come out right away to fix it. Okay, same thing with like a locksmith, bail bonds, like those things. Google charges a whole lot for those keywords, and along the same path, you can charge a lot for those ads because people need, like, if somebody call a bail bondsman, it's not going to be like this big conversion rate thing. If somebody can call a bail bondsman, they're ready to do business with you. Okay, if somebody's locked out of their house and they call a locksmith, they're not going to be calling 20 different locksmiths and compare prices and stuff. They want to get in their house, so they're probably gonna get and pay the first person that can do it. Does that make sense? All right. Now this is the Google Ads keyword tool, and so what you can do here. Now this is good because like if you don't have an exact idea of what niche to go after, they can help you because they can branch you off into different keywords and stuff. So back to the business of business. Let's just say you want to look at business insurance. Okay, because that all businesses need different types of insurance, and these different insurance agents need leads. All right, and so we can look at some of the some of the cost per clicks over here. Now I tend to look at the top of the bid range because that's pretty much what we're looking at. That's where you want your ad to be. And so right away, you see like a lot of these are consumer, like you see like the name brand like Geico Insurance quote. Look at that, like up to $97 per click. State Farm, same thing, pretty high. But let's look up business insurance. So the keyword business insurance itself, is pretty expensive, between $29 and $60 per click. Okay, that's up there. All right, so that might be something that you want to target. Now that has a lot of searches. I have this actually ranked by searches, but what you're probably going to want to do is, for a lot of this stuff, is localized. Okay, because a lot of times when people looking for different services and stuff, they're looking for it in their area. Okay, like for example, like if somebody's looking for, like here we'll go back here, like if somebody's looking for a, like a personal injury lawyer, they're normally looking for like within their area, like you say Fort Myers DUI, El Paso, like Austin, Texas insurance. Like they're normally, nobody's just not looking for just a personal injury lawyer anywhere. They want one that's in their area because that's where their case is going to take place. All right, so a lot of these keywords, you can modify them with geographic terms, and that will give you a better idea, of what that click would actually cost and what those leads could potentially cost. So, but right here, you got business insurance, and so you see that keyword. Then you look further down, you see small business insurance. Okay, so it's a little bit refined there, and you're looking at between $28 and $64 a click, which is still quite high. Okay, so there's definitely a lot of value, in these in these business insurance offers or leads. So but insurance in general is a big is a good candidate for for big money leads, because A is extremely competitive, and B, in the long term, like they make a lot of money. Okay, like I don't know a whole lot about insurance. I don't know like what the long term value of these policies are, but but they're very valuable. Okay, because if you're gonna pay your insurance, you're gonna pay your insurance. Everybody has to have insurance. You got to pay it, every single month or every single quarter or whatever. So that's like guaranteed money coming in for them. So it definitely has a high value. All right, and then there is the low hanging fruit method. Okay, there's a way of finding niches quickly and easily. Okay, in that you can find these big money uh, niches, or niches where they buy big money leads, pretty quick. Okay, I call it the low hanging fruit method, and I can't get into total detail with you, unfortunately, because this is part of proprietary system that I sell. But there is this other way of doing it, and it's save you a lot of time and money. All right, so how to get a piece of the action? Okay, now this is where you get into the huge money. Okay, when it comes to leads. All right, and basically the way I found out about this, I was actually at an internet marketing event, and this was a while ago. But I was at this internet marketing event, and so I was sitting around a little lounge, a bunch of people talking or whatever, sitting there having a drink, and so I heard this guy. I heard this conversation, this guy talking, like he was like directly behind me, and I just couldn't help but hear what he was saying. And he was talking about how he was getting these leads in these particular niches, and they were, not only was he able to sell the leads for a lot of money, but he was making deals with them, and he was getting a cut. So like the one thing he was talking about was like commercial mortgages, and then he was talking to somebody else, and he was talking kind of like the same thing, and I just heard him talking about how like he had made these deals with these commercial mortgage brokers that he got a cut, like whenever one of his leads closed into a mortgage, he got a cut. And so I can't remember exactly like how much he was getting, but let's just say he was getting like a half a point, a quarter point, or whatever. But if you're talking about most commercial mortgages are going to like start at $1 million and go way up from there. So if you're talking about, mortgage in the millions, and even if you get a quarter of a percent, he was talking about how he was getting paid like, he was getting $20,000 and $30,000 just for one lead. And I just like totally, I was like, whoa, what? This really got my attention. And so after he was, done talking to the person he was talking to, I, got up and went over, introduced myself, and we had a conversation. I was like, dude, like, how do you do that? I was like, because I know all about generating leads and everything, but mostly for like CPA offers. But how do you get to the point where you can, generate these leads and make these huge amounts of money, when the leads close? And so, he started telling me, he started telling me, and I was just blown away. I was just amazed. Not only did he tell me that, but he told me also like some of the industries and stuff that he was doing it and exactly how to do it. And and the thing about it is that these markets are so huge that it's the competition doesn't really matter. Okay, I mean, because if you think about it, like there's in every city, every town, there are companies that do commercial mortgages, and so it's so many buildings, so many just everything. It's just crazy. So it's just the market is so huge, and the money is so huge. And if they're closing some multi-million-dollar deal, they don't have a problem a lot of times. I mean, some people are greedy, but typically, if you're doing this for them on a regular basis, they'll have a problem with cutting you in. I mean, maybe the slice of your pie is not going to be quite as big as that picture right there. You might just get a little sliver, but hey, a sliver of 10, 20 million, adds up really fast. And that's where you really, really, really want to be. Yeah, get in there, getting a piece of the action. Does that make sense? Step number two: how to find buyers. All right. So you got this idea. You've identified a niche that people are willing to pay a lot for the leads. So now you need people to buy the leads. So how do you get the buyers? Well, the first way to do it is cold calling. Okay. And this is like everybody's least favorite way, to find leads, to find buyers, whatever, cold calling. But this is what I did, okay? Because once I had set up my friend that was a cosmetic dentist, once I had her set up, and I was getting $1,000 a month from her, I needed to get more people, okay? And so that involved, I actually did get a couple of referrals from her. I think I got like two, so that got me up to three. But after that, I had to. The only way I knew how to do it was to pick up the phone. And now it was easier for me because I have a sales background, and so it wasn't like the first time I cold called before. So I did it, and I mean it's a lot of work, okay? Because for one thing, if you got to get past the gatekeeper, because you call a medical office or dental practice, something like that, you're going to get the receptionist, okay? And typically the doctor or the dentist, like they're busy. They're with patients. Okay, so it's not like they can just stop at their door and talk to you. Even if you did get through. Okay, so so it takes a lot of you got to be kind of savvy in order to get past the gatekeeper. And a lot of times it's not you don't have to necessarily talk to the doctor. Depending on how big the practice is, they may have some type of marketing person or somebody that is in charge of that. So, but I did. I pounded the phone. I looked up all the different cosmetic dentistry offices, in the areas that I was focusing on, pounded the phones, and it took about a month for me to get 10 people. So I got nine more other than my cosmetic dentist. So I got 10, and it took about a month working every day on the phone every day. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, okay, it was hard work, okay, and most people are not willing to do it. And the good news is you don't have to do it. Okay, you don't have to do it. I didn't know a better way back then, so I just did what I knew how to do and picked up the phone and start making calls. But discovered much easier ways. Okay, now another way that you can find buyers is through networking. Okay, now we're in this pandemic right now, so there's not a whole lot of in-person networking events. Like normally there's like different networking events. So let's just say, for instance, like if you're going after dentists or cosmetic dentists or whatever. Like these people have gatherings. Okay, they have gatherings every now and then, every few months or whatever. That you might be able to go to, or just just starting with your network. Okay, it's like I started with my dentist. Okay, and then she introduced me to some other dentists, and so that's how you can get, because the best type of leads are referrals. Okay, because if somebody that they trust, tells them about you, say, hey, I got this guy I'm getting these leads from, they're crushing, we're doing really well, then that is pretty much as good as it gets. Okay, it's way better than a cold call. And it's just like, I think of it like if you're trying to get a job. Okay, if you're trying to get a job, the best way to get a job is through a referral. Like anybody can just go to the site or go to monster.com or Indeed or whatever site you go to and apply for the job. But you're just like everybody else. But if you get a referral, if somebody says, look, I know this guy, I think he'd be perfect for you, blah, 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 then that's how you really get the job. That's how you get the good jobs. Okay. Just, using your network. So networking is important. Okay. Networking is important. And so, but now, really have to focus on virtual networking. Okay. So, online types of networking. But the thing about it is, the tools are out there. Okay. Tools are out there. You got social media. You have, Facebook groups. You have, where your prospects gather. You have LinkedIn, where you can definitely do some serious networking there. So networking is a viable way. Problem with networking is that it takes time. Okay, it takes time. You can't just jump in and then be selling, 10, 20, 30 leads a day. It's going to take some time. Now there is a fast and easy way to find buyers, which I discovered, after, of course, I had done all the hard stuff. But there's a fast and easy way. It's really simple. Once I tell it to you, you're gonna be like, "Oh man, why didn't I think of that?" It's just so stupidly simple. But there's a fast, easy way that I teach in the coaching program, that will save you from cold calling. Because who wants a cold call? Okay, I mean nobody wants to do that. Even me, and I was fairly decent at it because, again, like I said, I had done it, as a job for a while. But nobody wants rejection. Nobody wants to be told no. Nobody wants to be hung up on. Nobody wants to feels like they are a pest. But so this way that I do it now, that I teach people how to do it now, is just way faster, way easier, and just better. All right, let's talk about the whale method. Okay, so let's just say you're trying to go after a buyer that is going to buy a lot of leads, or is going to buy, that has access to really big deals, or somebody that that if you can get and start doing business with, that can make you a lot of money. Okay, but whales a lot of times are hard to reach. They have multiple gatekeepers, okay, that you have to get through. It's hard to reach them. Well, I have a method that gets the whales to call you. Yes, you get the whales to call you. Okay, now I I, I don't know if anybody else has used this method. Actually, I don't know if anybody's using it, and it's extremely effective, and it works like a charm. Okay, now this method is not free. It costs a little bit of money, but a little bit. I'm saying like under $100. Okay, so it's not like the free traffic that we're actually getting the leads, using to get the leads. This is, it might cost you a little bit of money, but not much. $20, $50, maybe 100. All right, depending on how many whales you're going after. But this will allow you to get the whales. Not only, and I'm telling you, I used this before. I had this one guy that I was trying to do business with, and he was really busy. He's really big guy, and and I just couldn't, it was hard to reach him. I had to call, email, I just really could not get through this guy. So I used this whale method, and he contacted me. Okay, he called. Well, he didn't call. He actually, yeah, he emailed me or sent me a message or something like that. But we got in touch. Okay, he got in touch with me. Okay, after all this time me trying to go after him, he got in touch with me. Okay, and since then I've used the well method, a few times. Like whenever I was trying to go after somebody like really big, really well known, really hard to reach, use this well method. It works like a charm. Okay, it works like a charm every time. All right. So the well method is something I teach in our coaching program. But but again, Cold calling, nobody wants to do that, and it's not necessary. It's not necessary. This is 2021, and there's better ways to reach people than to just pound the phones. But pounding the phone still works. To put it out there, but nobody wants to do it. All right. Step 3: how to generate high quality leads. Okay. You want to get your clients addicted to your leads. Okay. And speaking of that, I just want to go back to the getting a piece of the pie. Okay. Um, there's a few different ways of doing it. Um, but one way, kind of quick and dirty way to do it. Well, let me back up. Like if you're dealing with like commercial, you know, mortgages or finance or industries like that, where you can get a substantial amount of money, you're probably going to want to get an attorney involved, to draw up the agreement to make sure that you have have all your I's dotted and your T's crossed. Because here's the thing, like it might sound like a good idea at first for the broker because they're like right now they're like, you know, you haven't brought them anything, so it's like whatever. Like they want the leads, they want to close business, but like once they close one of your leads, and then it comes down to the whole dividing up the money thing. Then I go, oh man, why am I sending this person 60K, blah blah blah. They will not be as enthusiastic maybe, and some of the unscrupulous ones will not pay you, okay, or not pay you, enough, or what you agreed on. So you definitely want to lock it down, in writing, legally, just to make sure that your interests are protected. But here's a quick and easy way to do it. Okay, tell them, look, I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, look, you have to kind of like feel out the situation yourself. Okay, so you might need to see if this is worth it. But you can tell them, look, I'm going to give you these leads for free. I'm going to give you these leads for free. I want to get paid the same way you get paid. Okay, when you close a deal, then that's when I get paid. Okay, now if you send them good leads and they actually are closing the sales, but they don't pay you, then you'll be like, okay, I'm done. Obviously they're not working for you, so I'm gonna move. And they'll be like, no, 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 no. We want you to keep sending leads. So if they say that, then you know that they are getting deals, and so they're just cutting you out. And so that's how you be like, well, look, if you still want these leads, then that means that they're working. And if they're working, where's my check? Okay, so sometimes you got to play hardball with these people, especially when it comes to the big money stuff. I mean, just don't be trusting of people, because people will take advantage of you. Okay, if they think they can, they will. All right, so that's what I'm saying. Get an attorney, get everything, get agreements drawn up or whatever. But this is where like the big money comes in. Okay, so you definitely want to want to spend a lot of time and energy with this. Um, but like everything else, it comes down to relationships. Okay, because once you have a good business relationship with somebody, or just a relationship in general, then they're much less apt to screw you over. Okay, and it's a win-win. Okay, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, if somebody's got a multi-million-dollar deal that they're closing, a quarter of a point, or something like that is, I'm not gonna say it's negligible, but it's a really small thing. Okay, so that's what that's what you want to do when it comes to getting a piece of the action. Okay, you want to get them addicted to your leads. Okay, and it's the same thing goes with if they're paying per lead. Okay, like, because they will indicate to you that they really like your lead. If they really like your lead, then you need to charge more. Okay, if you're not going to get a piece of the action, you need to charge more, and they'll pay it. Because I mean, trust me, I've done this for years and years and years for producing leads for people. And if they really like the quality, they will pay you more. Trust me. Okay. And like I said, you're not gonna always be able to get a piece of the action. They're just not. Some companies just won't do it. They're just not gonna do it. Okay. So for them, get the highest price, possible, for the leads, but definitely, you know, I don't want to say shop around, but yeah, shop around for buyers that will give you a piece of the action. Okay, because that's what you really want. Okay, because if you're selling them leads and then they're not really converting for them, then they're not going to buy them for very long. Okay, but if your leads are converting, they want to keep them coming, then that means that they're closing deals. Okay, and so you want to get a piece of that action because that's how you make the big money. All right, but getting a piece of the action again is not 100% necessary. To be successful. I mean, because you can, the numbers are so big, you can still make a ton of money without that. So, just like if you're getting $500 per lead, you do 10 of that, 10 per day, that's 5 grand a day. Okay. 5 grand a day is like over $1 million per year in your pocket. Because remember, you're not paying for traffic. So, so let's talk about step three, how to generate high quality leads. All right. The number one best way is Google search. Okay. Because they're actively searching for the service. They're searching for a personal injury lawyer. They're searching for commercial insurance, commercial liability insurance. Okay, they're searching for a particular thing. All right, so those are the best to those are going to be the best leads. Okay, because these people are actively searching for the services. All right, now the problem is, like we saw before with the keyword prices, is that Google knows these markets. They know that they're valuable. They know that the leads are worth a lot of money. The cost per click is very high. Like I remember this one time I was I was selling well I was it was a CPA offers for drug rehab, for drug and alcohol rehab, because they pay, like I showed before, they pay between like $300 like $800, okay, or more, some of them. So I'm like, $800 per lead. I'm like, yes, this is what I want, right? But the problem is the keywords are like, $30, $40, $50 per click, okay. And here's what happens, because like for one thing, like if you're just like bidding on keywords on Google without really knowing what you're doing, you're gonna waste money. You're gonna blow your money like that. Like I like for example, I'll tell you, this is I learned this stuff the hard way, because when I first started going for rehab, like say I might have a keyword, rehab, okay, and basically with Google you have broad keywords, you have exact keywords, and you have the phrase match. Okay, so broad, it used to mean that keyword was a part of the keyword, but like for example, like if you had shoes was your keyword, and then somebody typed in red shoes, then your broad type ad will come up. Okay, but it was only coming up for inquiries that had the main keyword in them. But Google changed all of that, and so now, like, it doesn't even have to, like, if you have a broad keyword shoes or whatever, it doesn't even, the search that the actual person was doing doesn't even have to have the word shoes in it. Okay, it could be something like I don't even know, I can't think of a good example, but it might be something like just like shoe related. Okay, um, like it could be boots. It could be Puss in Boots. Okay, the story, and that might come up for for your search inquiry. And the problem is, you're gonna be paying for that. So for example, like I was doing rehab, and I had the keyword rehab. All right, but the problem is that there's a club in Las Vegas called Rehab. Okay, so all these other things related to the club rehab was coming up. Rehab hours, rehab tables, blah 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 blah. And but these are all like $20, $30 a click. Okay, so I'm paying $20, $30 a click for somebody that's just trying to get information on the rehab club. Okay, so the only way that it works is you have to have like no broad keywords, absolutely no broad keywords. You really have to focus on exact keywords. And the thing about exact keywords is that they're not as common, and they're very expensive. So like the pros that do this type of thing, like they'll have thousands and thousands of negative keywords. Okay, negative keywords means it's gonna your ad is not gonna come up with searches. Okay, so now let's go back to our rehab example. So the negative keywords might be club, might be bar, might be hours, it might be, you can eliminate all those different. You could basically eliminate every other iteration of rehab except for like drug and alcohol rehab. Okay, so you need these huge lists of negative keywords. How do you come up with that? Okay, and people guard these negative keywords. Not like you can just Google negative keywords for rehab. I mean, there's is not there. I mean, the only people that really have the big list are the people that are experienced, and generating these ads. And without those huge negative keyword lists, you're gonna be toast because you will get some traffic for the exact, but like I said, they're gonna be extremely expensive, and the keywords just it's just not as much traffic, because people search like all different kinds of things to find, things. I think I read something like 30% of all searches are unique. Okay, so basically 30% of searches that haven't been searched before. So, it's tough. It's tough to make Google search work, or go Google pay per click, search to be exact, to make that work. I mean, obviously it does. You go to, alcohol rehab, look it up. There's plenty of ads there, so people are doing it. People are making it work. But it's not for the faint of heart, and it takes a lot of just skill and experience, and um, you know, like I said, those huge negative keyword lists. So, so that's the kind of dilemma. I mean, like we saw, those lawyer ad. I mean, those lawyer keywords and stuff like that. Super expensive. So, if you are the law office, then you can probably afford that. Um, but if you're not, if you're just an affiliate, you're just trying to make some money off of, you know, um, arbitrage, arbitraging between the search costs and what you're making. It's going to be tough. It's going to be really, really tough. So that's Google search. Now you also have LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn, especially if you're doing B2B, is good because that's mostly business people. And so you can definitely track down leads there. Okay. So for example, like if you're selling some kind of like construction insurance or something like that, or you're generating leads for construction insurance, then you can go on LinkedIn and you can find people that are, in the construction business, that would be in the market for that. And so you can, kind of make some connections like that. You can do display advertising. Display advertising is going to be a lot cheaper than the pay per click, but the quality is a lot lower as well. Okay, if you're just on some other site and then you see an ad for a personal injury lawyer, I mean you're probably not, the odds of you freshly being in an accident, are fairly low. Now it does work a little bit better for stuff like the legal, like the class action lawsuits type of thing, because that might be an ad in there for Paxil if you took Paxil, and if it depending on where the ad is, you might be in that target audience and say, oh man, wow, I didn't know I could get, I might be able to get some money from a Paxil side effects, and so you see it there. All right. So display is an option, but it doesn't really give you the highest quality leads, and that's not the type of quality that your buyers want. All right, and so then there's Facebook. Now you can do Facebook ads, and Facebook ads can work like for the consumer markets, um, but again, it's the quality because people aren't going on Facebook to try to find whatever to find these services. Okay, they're going in there to socialize, to look at pictures of their family, stay in touch with their buddies, and whatever all type of stuff that people do on Facebook. So you can do it there. Like I actually did do some advertising there for rehab and stuff, but it just it doesn't match the quality because it's not the same urgency. Like if somebody looking at Google for rehab, they're searching for it, then that means they have an issue and they trying to get it solved right then and there. If you just do it on Facebook, like they're cruising along, posting stuff, liking pictures and stuff, and then they just see that, and then maybe they might be like, oh, maybe such and such might need this or whatever, whatever. You might be able to get some leads off of it, but they're not going to be the best quality. Now, my way, the way that I teach my coaching clients is free traffic, and it's got better quality than even the paid traffic. Okay, so it's the best quality and it's free. All right, the best of both worlds. All right, you probably want to know what that method is, don't you? Don't you? I know I would. So yeah, like I said, I have this worked out. I've done this stuff. I've experimented with this stuff and tested it and done all kinds of stuff for years and years and years, and came up with this system that's easily duplicatable, that we can that you can use to make money from big money leads. All right, so let's talk about the big money leads coaching program that I'm offering. All right, so let me show you what you're going to get. Um, First of all, it's going to be 3 months long. 3 months long, okay? And we're going to do a weekly coaching call, actually on Zoom. All right, so you're going to have one call every week, and it's a small group. And this is a $25,000 value. Okay, I've done coaching programs like this before, and this is what I would charge for something like this for 3 months for small group coaching. All right, you're also going to get a Slack channel. Okay, now if you're not familiar with Slack, it's an online platform that a lot of businesses use to communicate. And basically, what we'll be using it for is to share information, for me to give you information, for you guys, for the group to share information, amongst itself, and just in general, just communicating and just getting the tools to people quickly that they need. Okay, this real life value $5,000. Any of the Slack groups that I put together as part of coaching have been at least $5,000. All right, so right now, so you're looking at the 3 months of coaching calls, 25,000. The Slack channel, which is 5,000. So you're looking at a total value of $30,000 so far. All right, the next thing that you get daily instant messenger service to me, either through Skype or Telegram. And look, I've guarded my time very carefully, okay, because I don't have time to waste. I don't really, I'm not that big of a fan of just talking to people all the time or communicating over, these instant messenger services, so I charge a lot for that. Again, that comes with different parts of my coaching. Now, keep in mind, I keep talking about my coaching programs. Like my top coaching program that I offer right now is $70,000. Okay, so $70,000. So when people are paying me $70,000, then yes, they get daily access. And I'm there to help them. With whatever they need, like while they're doing their campaigns, while they're setting everything up, whatever. I'm there to help. This is a $15,000 real life value. All right, so now we're looking at 3 months of coaching calls for $25K. The Slack channel is $5K, and daily instant messenger access is $15K. Okay, so now you're looking at a total value of $45,000. Sound good? But wait, there's more. You're also going to get 2 one-on-one calls per month. Okay, so that is 6 calls altogether. I charge $2,000 per hour. Okay, to talk to people on the phone, to consult and stuff like that, like real talk. Okay, and so that is $12,000 value right there. So now you're looking at 3 months of coaching calls is $25K, Slack channels $5K, daily internet messenger access is $15K, and 2 one-on-one calls per month is $12,000. Now you're looking at a total of $57,000 real life value. All right, now this is the big one right here, because I've done all these different niches, and I know how to do this stuff. I'm going to give you an exclusive done for you campaign every month. Okay, so you get 1 per month, so it's 3 total. Okay, when I say exclusive, I'm not going to give everybody the same campaign. Okay, this is going to be a campaign that's just for you. Okay, And I'm gonna give you one every month. Now, I'm gonna teach you how to do this yourself. Okay, I'm gonna teach you how to set up your own. But A, I want you to be able to start making money right away, and B, it's a lot easier to learn to do something when you can look at something that's already done. Okay, and it's kind of like reverse engineer. So this is something that's really valuable because I've sold done for you campaigns in the past, and like the smallest one that I did was $20,000. So you get 3 of them over 3 months. So it's gonna be a $60,000 value. All right, so now you're looking at real life value here. 3 months coaching calls, 25K. Slack channel, which is 5K. Daily internet access, 15K. 2 one-on-one calls per month, that's 12K. And then 3 done for you campaigns, $60,000 for a grand total real life value of $117,000. All right, make sense? All right. Now look, I'm not going to charge you $117,000. It's not that much, so don't panic. Don't panic. But here's what we're going to do. I'm only accepting 10 people in this program. Okay, I'm only accepting 10 people. And since money loves speed, and I want to get everything off to a good start, the first 5 people that get accepted, the first 5 people that join, get 50% off the price that I haven't told you yet. All right, 50% off. First 5. And I'm telling you, like, this is the only way that I know of to make huge money without paid traffic. Okay, huge money with free traffic. This is the only way I know how to do it. There's people that do free traffic, and I know some people that are really good at various free traffic methods, and they do okay, maybe like a couple $100,000 a year or something like that. This is something that you can make a couple $100,000 a month. All right. You just gotta use it. You just gotta work. You just gotta use the system. Okay, use the system, and because this is scalable. Okay, even though it's not paid traffic, it's still scalable. All right. So if you're interested in applying, if you want to join, if you want to be one of these 10 clients that's going to be in this program, go over to make-cash101.com. That's make-cash101.com. There's a little short application there. You fill it out, and then you set up a call. We have a call, and then based on that, we can determine if it's a fit or not, and whether or not you're going to be in there or not. All right. So go to apply, make-cash101.com. It's a little quick application. Fill it out. We have a quick call, and go from there. All right. I appreciate your time, your attention. Greg Davis .cash signing out. Peace.